Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks bringing you your daily Tesla report for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. Let's take a look at the chart. Start with the big picture. As always, we did once again last week push into the low 350s. 351.39 to 359.67, at least on the weekly chart, is our significant overhead. I'm going to call it midterm resistance. Longer term, if your time frame for longer term is 2 to 3 months out, because below the 350s, we can find ourselves 3 months from now, roughly, in the 250s or 260s. There is this possibility of falling all the way south to this channel structure at 261.29. I don't have an indication of that, but you can play that because we've definitely seen that kind of behavior before. What we are anticipating is 311.38, which is a 6-week channel bottom. Now, we did spend last week once again testing the channel top, as we've tested it for the last couple of weeks. You can see about 2-3 weeks ago, we tested it here and we tested it again last week. And each time we've anticipated bearish rotation within 2 to 3 weeks to the 311.38 channel bottom. Now, we didn't roughly a week and a half ago fall all the way back to channel support. We came off of it. I think that might have been the, well, I don't remember, but I'm going to say that was the Powell speech perhaps that rallied the market. But anyway, 311.38 remains our 2 to 3 week target below this 351.39 to 359.67 area. And we've got this channel top at 352.29, smack dab in the middle of that area right now. Once again, below which 311.38 still remains a 2 to 3 week target. And, if we were to close today, for instance, below that 3/8 Fibonacci, an area we came close to testing last Friday, if we close below it today, 311.38 is likely this week. 329.94 is a 3/8 Fibonacci from that early July low to that recent high that was put out Wednesday of last week. It can contain daily selling pressures. And from here, we can rebound. I've opened it up a little bit. I had 339 and change. That is a 3/8 over the last couple of weeks Fibonacci, but I'm just going with Thursday's low of 340.26. Oops. It lines up, let me find that chart again. It lines up pretty well with, some other highs going back over the last few weeks. So it's just a soft intraday pivot point. 340.26 can contain intraday buying pressures, and below which 329.94 is in reach today, where we can place a daily low. 3 to 5 day swing trade back into the low 350s, perhaps. But I do think, you should allow for 2 to 3 weeks bearish continuation, as I say, to 311.38. And so I'm reluctant to encourage aggressive buying at 329.94 other than for the day itself. I do think this market can quite easily slip and settle below it, 329.94. And like I said, if we close today below 329.94, 311.38 is likely this week, where we can bottom out through the following week, possibly into later September, and round back up again into the 350s. It would be a settlement below 311.38 over the next week. That would indicate a good September high and likely 2 to 3 weeks bearish continuation to 280.82. We might even see by the end of October or sooner 261.29.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
261.29 shows itself nicely on the weekly chart with a violation of 311.38. This trend line comes in at 313.67 this week. If we close below this area, you can see how 260.89 is not difficult to imagine as like a 1 to 2 month target. And so if we close below this structure at 311.38, I have no problem in reaching for 260 strike out of the money puts that don't expire for 3 or 4 months out on this 1 to 2 month play. 280.82 is obviously the more reliable target. That would be a 2 to 3 week objective with a settlement below 311.38. Until then, respect this area's ability to contain selling into later September, and from here we can round up again. Let's cover the upside just a little bit. I've got 329.94 as day support, 340.26 as kind of day resistance. If we happen to, I'm just going to say close above 340.26, we can and probably will retest this 352.29 channel top within a day or two. It really is a wide range, about 8 points wide between 351.39 and 359.67 that can contain buying through September, and below which we can fall into the 260s, as I said earlier, within several months, below which we are expecting over the next 2 to 3 weeks, 311.38. But if we do, and it's not going to happen today, but if we do close the week, let's just say above 359.67, then we enter a long-term buy signal that should, over the following 5 to 8 months, yield the 521.96 5-year channel top. And, while we're at it, I can mention how over the following 2 to 3 months, we should see 436.40. So if we close the week above 359.67, you could reach for, 440, 450, 460 strike out of the money calls that don't expire. I would probably go 6 months out on this 2 to 3 month play just to preserve delta, reduce your time decay element theta from the equation. But that is entirely up to you. You may be an experienced options trader and you have your own methods that you like to follow. I think that pretty much rounds it out. I do want to ask you to click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Last week we put out 2 stock picks, one on Zeta Holdings, the other on Viasat. We do daily triple Q, daily SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock analysis, weekly S&P 500, weekly NASDAQ 100 analysis, all for a very, I think, reasonable $47 a month. But you get 5 days for free up front. So you can bow out after 5 days at no cost to you whatsoever and see the 2 stock picks we put out this week and last week's 2 stock picks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's a great advertisement, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that for Tuesday's Daily Tesla Report, and you have a great day.